Hello student. So in last lecture we studied about this different type of consumptive different methods of consumptive use of water, right? So today we learn about today we learn about irrigation efficiency. So these irrigation efficiencies are brought about the desire not to waste irrigation water, no matter how too cheap or abundant it is, right? So the main objective of this irrigation efficiency is to determine whether the improvements can be made in both the irrigation system and the management of the operation programs, which will lead to an efficient irrigation water use, right? So there are different types of irrigation efficiency, which are six, right? First one is a water conveyance efficiency. Second is water application efficiency. Third one is water use efficiency. Fourth is a water storage efficiency. Fifth one is a water distribution efficiency. And the last one is a consumptive use efficiency. So these are this all irrigation efficiency, and we learn this each and every efficiency in detail, right? So first one is a water conveyance efficiency, which is denoted as eta C, right? Eta is as you shown in this n letter, right? Nc, right? So it is as a ratio of the quantity of water delivered to the field to the quantity of water diverted into the canal from the river or reservoir, right? So here there are clearly this we show this equation, which is water conveyance efficiency is equal to quantity of water delivered to the field divided by quantity of water delivered to the canal, right? And here we go if we receive answer in percentage, right? So we multiply that difference multiply by 100, so we get the answer in this percentage, right? So basically the equation is eta c is equal to wf by wr multiplied by 100, which here wf is basically water delivered to the field, and wr is water delivered to the canal. So the water conveyance efficiency therefore accounts for the water losses which occur in conveyance from the point of diversion into the canal to the field, right? So water conveyance efficiency eta c, see this definition, or definitely we learn about this ratio and how to calculate this efficiency, right? Second one is water application efficiency, which is known as eta A, represented in way eta A, right? So it is defined as the ratio of quantity of water stored in the root zone of the plant uh, and the of the plant to the quantity of water delivered to the field, right? So the water application efficiency is equal to quantity of water stored in the root zone divided by quantity of water delivered to the field, and multiply by 100, right? So the water application efficiency therefore accounts for all the water losses which occur during the application of water to the field. The common loss of water during application to the field are surface runoff from the field and its deep percolation, right? So this is the water application efficiency and its equation, how to find out this efficiency. Now measure to improve this water application efficiency, there are some few points we are trying to understand that, right? So first one is under irrigation of crops by applying lower amount of water than needed, it will prevent deep percolation and runoff of water. Second is proper land leveling and grading is necessary. Proper selection of irrigation methods according to the crops, soil types, and water topography and the climate condition, right? Because there are different crops require different types of consumptive use of water, and also the climate conditions also affect this right? So water topography and climate condition also affect this different type of crops, right? So there are we need this proper selection of irrigation method according to this different types of crop, soil types, different topography, and climate conditions, right? Next is smaller size stream needs a longer times and deep percolation of water. On the other hand, bigger size stream makes effective control of flow, diffuse, and may cause surface runoff. So the size of the stream requires to be desired based on soil types, method of irrigation, length of water run, and depth of water to be applied. So these all are matter while measure while we improve this efficiency, right? So what is that which is basically based on soil type, method of irrigation, length of water run, and depth of water to be applied. These all are the basic name which will be much needed to for improvement of efficiency, right? The size of field and length of water run are determined according to stream sizes available, intake rates of soil, and methods of irrigation adopted. So long water run causes a greater intake of water and deep percolation near the entry point of the stream, right? Our next efficiency is water use efficiency, which is denoted by eta U. It is defined as the ratio of quantity of water used beneficially by the crop to the quantity of water delivered to the field, as you shown in this figure, this ratio, right? So water here, equation of water use efficiency is this, which is multiplied by 100 because we need an answer in percentage, right? So eta u is equal to wu divided by wf multiplied by 100, where wu denoted as a quantity of water used beneficially, and wf is quantity of water to the field. It is defined as next is water storage efficiency, which is denoted by eta s. It is defined as the ratio of quantity of water stored in the root zone during the irrigation to the quantity of water, right? So in that, a water needed to bring the moisture content of the soil to the field capacity, right? So the water storage efficiency find equation of this, find out this water storage efficiency is quantity of water stored in the root zone divided by quantity of water needed to bring the moisture to the field capacity, and also multiply by 100 because we needed answer in this percentage term, right? So eta u is equal to ws by wn multiplied by 100, right? Where wn is equal to field capacity minus available moisture content in the soil prior to the irrigation. Our next efficiency is water distribution efficiency, and it is denoted by eta D, right? So it is determined from the following relation, which is eta D is equal to bracket 1 minus y divided by D multiplied by 100, where y is equal to average deviation in the depth of water stored, and this d small d is equal to average depth of water stored in the root zone. So water distribution efficiency of 80% means that the 10% of water was applied in excess, and consequently 10% was. Okay, so next efficiency is consumptive use efficiency, right, which is denoted by NCU. Cu means consumptive use, right? So it is defined as equation of consumptive, find out the consumptive use efficiency is normal consumptive use of water divided by net amount of water depleted from this root zone multiplied by 100, whereas it also denoted as in this form, eta cu is equal to wcu divided by wd multiply by 100. So the consumptive use of efficiency accounts for the loss of water by deep percolation and any excessive evaporation following an irrigation, right? So next is assessment of irrigation water. So irrigation projects are planned, executed, owned and operated by state governments. So irrigation projects are financed by the state governments out of their own resources, market borrowing, and the loans and grants may available by the central government, right? So the beneficiaries in commanded area derive considerable benefits from this project. So therefore imperative that the beneficiaries pay for it. So the fixation of such charges is known as assessment of irrigation water. So the charges must be levied on the farmer for the following reasons. First is increase the production with the insurance against the crop failure, right? Second is use of fertilizers, improved seeds and pesticides, etc. Third is increased cost of land due to advent of irrigation project to collect some revenue for the nation, to check the cultivators against wasteful and careless use of water, to recover the cost of construction of the project, and to recover the cost of maintenance of the project. Now, what are this method of assessment, right? The first one is assessment on the area basis or crop rate basis. Second is volumetric assessment. Third one is assessment on seasonal basis. Fourth one is composite rate basis. And the last is permanent assessment. So the assessment on the basis or crop rate basis, in this method, water charges are fixed per unit area of the land irrigated for each of the different crops grown. So the rate of water charges for the different crops is fixed on the basis of the following factors, like cash value of crop, water requirement of the crop, time of demand for water in relation to the available supplies in the river. So the measurements of the area of irrigated land are kept by the canal officer. These measurements are checked by various officials including Jiledar, deputy collector, subdivisional officer and the divisional canal officer. So basically this method of assessment have some drawbacks, right? Like the cultivators near head reaches of the canal use more water and deprive the area near the tail of their required share of water. Since the water charges are not made on the basis of actual quantity of water used, so cultivators makes a wasteful use of water. Cultivators are tempted to over irrigate limited area rather than the bringing more area under irrigation by judicious application of water. Second assessment method is volumetric assessment. In this method, water rates are charged on the basis of actual volume of water supplied to the cultivators. Essentially, it requires installation of numerous water meters at all the outlets in the canal system. So this will be an ideal system under which the irrigator has an incentive for economic use of water. However, this method has also some shortcomings. Uh, like it is necessary to install numerous water meters on the irrigation outlets scattered all over the channels, right? Maybe this will be very costly, right? It is difficult to maintain these meters. A whole time staff is needed to keep record of this meter, and this meter may not work on small heads at the outlet. So the initial cost is very high. Silt and debris may obstruct the flow through the meter outlet. So the cultivators may prefer water by unauthorized methods. So the internal distribution of water supplies and uh, appointment of dues between pretty cultivators may be uh, difficult. The only possible place for such assessment is a tube well where water is sold out on a volumetric basis by liters per rupee. So the method can be enforced with advantage in case water is sold to cultivators through their cooperative societies or panchayats. who in turn are made responsible for payment of water charges. Third method is assessment of seasonal basis. In this method of assessment is based on the type of crop grown in a particular tract or area during certain crop seasons. So this method is not work in India, right? Fourth one is a composite rate basis. Composite rate is a combination of water charges and the land revenue. Since in this method, cultivators pay a consolidated levy. This method is also known as consolidated assessment. However, this method is also not common use except in some state where it is preferred to collect both the revenues together. Fifth one is permanent assessment. This method is also known as betterment levy. The cultivators in particular area may have their own source of water supply. Under ordinary conditions, they may not use water from a canal which has been aligned in that area to protect it in a drought period. So the farmer of that area are levied at fixed at every year during due to such provisions. Such a levy is known as a betterment levy. During the drought period, the farmers are authorized to water from such a canal without paying an extra charges above the betterment levy. Now next is irrigation requirement of crops. So the irrigation requirements of the various crops may be expressed in different ways, right? Such as first is a consumptive irrigation requirement, which will be also written as short form CIR, right? So the consumptive irrigation requirement is the quantity of water required by the plant to meet evapotranspiration needs of crop during its full growth, right? So the equation of the CIR is equal to Cu minus Re, where Cu denoted as a consumptive use of water and Re denoted as a effective rainfall. So the effective rainfall R is the part of precipitation falling during the growth period of the crop that is available to meet evapotranspiration need to of the crop, right? So the following as a formula can be used to estimate this effective rainfall from the total monthly rainfall, which is denoted by P. If P, which is greater than 7.5 centimeter per month, where Re is equal to 0.8 P minus 2.5 centimeter per month. Second is if P, which is a total monthly rainfall less than 7.5 centimeter per month, then Re is equal to 0.6 P minus 1 centimeter per month, right? Second requirement is net irrigation requirement, which also be written in short form as NIR. It is defined as the amount of irrigation water required for evapotranspiration needs of a crop as well as other needs such as leaching of alkaline or salty soils. So the equation of NIR is equal to CIR plus LE, where CIR is Cu minus Re plus Le, where Le is equal to water required for leaching and other purposes. Third is field irrigation requirement, which is also written in short form FIR. It is defined as the amount of water required to meet the net irrigation requirement plus the amount of water lost as a surface runoff and through the deep percolation. So the equation of FIR is equal to NIR plus water application losses. So the water application efficiency, uh, it accounts for the lost irrigation water by surface runoff and deep percolation. Hence, FIR equation is equal to NIR divided by eta A. Fourth one is a gross irrigation requirement, which is also GIR. It is defined as the amount of water required to meet the field irrigation requirements plus the amount of water lost in conveyance through the canal system by evaporation and by the seepage. So the GIR equation is equal to FIR plus conveyance losses. Alternately, GIR is equal to FIR divided by eta C, where eta C is equal to water conveyance efficiency. Right. So here we ended up this lecture here. If you have any doubt or questions regarding this lecture, so you inform me through this phone or easily contact me. Right. So thank you.